All right, Cliff, man, let's dive into this, man. Hey, man, next topic, big dog, man, Cliff, bro. You know what's going on in California, brother. You know, with the fires and everything as well. You know, specific in LA County and things of that nature. Again, praying for those victims over there as well, guys. Man, did you hear about that damn new law, bro?
Nah,
in Palisades. Man, listen to this garbage, and we're gonna respond to this, man. You're gonna be like, what the hell, Cliff? Listen to this garbage, man, and let's see what's happening. Here we go. Let's dive into this.
Is what they have to do now, Rob. If you got a video on this,
hold on 1 second.
if you can, Los Angeles law, Pacific Palisades, rebuilding must include low income housing. Is what they have to do. Now, Rob, if you got a video on this, if you can pull up the video while I find the page. Oh, I found the page. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and play the clip, Rob. Go for it.
But the most interesting element of my conversation with Mr. Giacoletti was when he talked about the possibility of, as we start rebuilding, starting to relax some of the zoning laws, especially in a more working class neighborhood like Altadena, so that rather than putting up single family residences, especially on parcels where people might not have the wherewithal to rebuild at all, we allow developers to start putting up duplexes and apartments. In other words, increasing density, but also increasing more housing.
Okay, so while he's saying this, watch this, folks. So rents for new low-income units will be dramatically lower than pre-fire market rates, significantly altering the area demographics. The ordinance sets low housing rent at about $2,000 a month for families earning up to $80K, and very low housing at $1,300 a month for families earning up to $50,000. All pre-1978 buildings subject to rent control must be rebuilt as affordable units, while newer buildings require proof that all tenants in the last 5 years were high income, or they will automatically be. Tell me why I should build a real estate business in Southern California. Wow. Tom, tell us the story, and I'm trying
Listen to this mess.
Is this what we think it is, Tom, or is California completely lost their minds?
They have lost their mind. This is so what would they love to do? They would love to tax people and just keep flowing it out to the homeless population. And by the way, have Governor Newsom block the audit where they had all the dollars missing for homelessness. And they're, well, let's have an audit of it. And he said, no, let's not be too hasty, because he knows where some of that waste went. And so what they're saying here is, Vinny, your house burned down.
Okay.
And they're like, you know what? You're in Altadena. We're going to declare your area a working class area. And so you can't rebuild your house. You have to rebuild like a 4-unit townhouses, 4 of them together. You have to rebuild that. Why? Because we need lower cost housing, and it'll only cost people $2,000 a month to stay in that housing. So you're not going to be rebuilding it because we're rezoning it.
This is legal, Tom? Like my house burned down, my single family house burned down, and now you're telling me, do I have insurance to build again?
Yeah, maybe you've got insurance,
okay,
and maybe your insurance had ALE,
okay,
rider, which means alternative living expenses,
okay,
where they pay for your hotel or temporary housing while your home is being rebuilt. By the way, that could be very expensive. That could take a long time. Yep. And by the way, there's a little side note in there that maybe some of the insurance companies would rather that you sell your property to a developer than you use your ALE.
Oh, man.
Get it?
Got it.
So I'm paying ALE for you so that you could go live someplace while your house is being rebuilt, or you're waiting for a permit and all these things are going on. And you finally get your home rebuilt because you had extra money. You somehow managed to do it. You pulled it off. Meanwhile, developer comes to your twin brother and says, hey, I'll just buy your land for $1.5 million in Altadena. I'll bet you have a good lot. I'll just pay $1.5 million for that and we'll build it. You may just say, I'll take the 1.5, I'll save it, and then I'll go rent something somewhere. Meanwhile, your twin brother says, "No, maybe I do just want to rebuild." And they say, "No. The new zoning that we have here is we need more low-income housing. Why? Because homelessness is the problem. We've wasted our $24 billion, and we need more. We need more housing. So this is basically, think of it this way: they just taxed your previous house down to zero. They stole the house from you, forcing you to take whatever you could get from the people buying the land, so a developer could build 4 low-income homes.
So then, Tom, give me the argument why developers are
So Cliff, Cliff, man, give me your thoughts on this garbage, man. Man, what you think, Doc? What you think?
That's amazing. That's amazing. You were at your friend's house, your mama house, your house burned down.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, let's go ahead and rebuild.
Yeah.
And they tell you can't rebuild unless it's a fourplex or something.
Yes, sir, because they rezoned it.
So you were forcing me to sell to developers,
yes,
but because you're forcing everybody to do it, you now reduce the price.
Yes,
because there's a flood of land for sale on the market.
Yes,
and that's not illegal. That's got to be illegal. You
no,
can't.
Sir. Now this is a new law, a new local municipality, and you know it's in California, so you know if you appeal it to a state judge, to a district judge, or to the Ninth Circuit, they're going to rule for the government. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are literally stealing people's houses, man.
It's zoning. It's true. If they change the zoning,
yes,
then you can only build because you can't get any approval from this.
Yes, Cliff. Yes, they are stealing people's houses that burnt down, bro.
Man, the government's gangster, bro. The government's gangsters.
God damn! I said, whoa, and the developer's like, hell yes,
right.
Woo, I'm gonna buy me some land for cheap as hell. God, Cliff. And guess who's going to be? Go ahead.
I know what you're saying. The developers are happy, but are they? Because you feel like you're trying to get.
Well, hold on. No, they actually are going to relax the building permits. They're going to relax them.
So they're trying to flip the
developers. Yes, sir. And guess who's coming in? BlackRock coming in. Vanguard coming in. Yes, sir.
Wow. Yeah, because they can do a mass scale and get 50, 100,000 projects going. Wow.
Yes, sir. Somebody got paid off. This was paid for by BlackRock and Vanguard. Yes, sir. Hey, clap of praise for BlackRock them. Yet they ain't stealing people's houses, bro. Taking people's cribs.
And then you force them to say, hey, you have to have the rate, and they're gonna say that the rental rate is capped.
That's the next play. Yes, sir. Now we have to keep it low. Because remember, it's low income, so you have a rental cap now. Yes, sir. They could definitely turn Pacific Palisades into the hood. Yes, they are. This is gonna be the new South Central. Watch. Yes,
yeah.
Watch.
Oh my God.
That's all the ingredients.
That's wild. The government just changed the zoning. You can't do. Wow. I can't build my own house.
Wow. So now I gotta ask, was this burned down, dare I say, intentional? Cliff.
I don't know, but it gives signs like this was all set up.
They run out of water, Cliff.
That's amazing. So I mean, aren't you gonna get a flood of people who they're leaving? So I thought they hate the billionaires. So then they give them an incentive to buy the land that they.
Oh yeah, because the billionaires is actually helping the low income house. And now watch this. Now, the money flows from the billionaires through the government into these low income non-GMOs.
Right.
And what they do is, Cliff. What they do is they get the contract for $60 million. But there's a covenant in the agreement that says that if they don't build the houses in 5 years, they don't have to give the money back. So conveniently, they don't build all the houses in 5 years, or turn a hotel into an apartment. Yeah, yes, sir.
What?
That's the non-GMO grift in California. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They paying salaries. There was one lady that got interviewed, and I wish I could find it. One lady got interviewed, and she said, "I am the chairman of the executive director for a nonprofit, and what we do is we actually find housing for homeless." And so, how much do you get paid a year? She said, "I get paid $225,000 a year." She said, "So what's your biggest need?" She said, "Housing." And in Cliff Doc, when you read the fine print, and they specialize in turning hotels into apartments. But there's a covenant in that agreement that I have with the city that says that if they don't finish the project in 5 years, they don't have to give the money back. So they conveniently not finish.
That don't make sense. That's crazy. That's this is just wild to me. This whole situation is wild. This don't make sense. Why would you would ever do that? Yeah, you're gonna force all these fourplexes. So you're gonna drive down the street, see nothing but fourplexes on the street, and it has to be cheap.
Got to be cheap, and the rent.
Can you short a city? Can you short a city? How I make money off that? How you can you short a city?
Man, Cliff, bro, man, how do you allow for homes to be burned down because your incompetence? Then you change the planning and zoning laws to force homeowners to either build a fourplex or a duplex or sell their home to a builder. And then what happens is then you cap the rental rates, not based on the market rent, based on what the government says. I'm trying to tell y'all, Pacific Palisades is going to be the new South Central. Watch.
Man, yeah, I'm joking, but it's sad for the city. That's sad for the city.
Sad, man. Sad.
Yeah.
This is California at its finest. Welcome. Come on in, y'all sit down for a brief second, guys, and see what's going on. Changing the planning and zoning laws after your house has been burned down to force you to build low-income housing, duplexes, fourplexes, because you changed the planning and zoning laws, which then forces you to have to sell to developers who are funded by BlackRock and Vanguard. And then when they get finished building them, they put in a rental cap. Yep, this is going to be the new South Central LA, the hood. It's expanding, y'all. Congratulations. Trash.
Yeah. California is wild.
Trash.
Wouldn't you think that San Fran's probably next? Some other
yes,
cities,
sir.
you know,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They are perfecting this model. Yeah, hear me out. This is a model. They're going to test this out in LA, and then they're going to move it to San Fran, then down to San Diego. It's coming. It's coming. It forces density problems. And they already don't have enough water, so you're putting duplexes and fourplexes in areas that has been surveyed for cliff and plumbing for single-family residences. So they're creating a more of a problem on their local infrastructure and a place that don't have no damn water.
There's more demand. There's going to be now, and that's on the electrical lines too, because for every house you now have 2 to 4. And when you do that times thousands, you just added thousands more of plumbing, thousands more of electrical lines. Man, if you are a contractor, go to California.
Yes.
Because they go pay you double what they would everywhere else, and there's plenty of work.
Show is because they're dumbasses. These are dumb people. These are idiots. Willfully idiot.
I would say that's probably the best opportunity out of this is since they're doing that, you already know there's demand for that there's going to build. So if you have a construction company, you're the one killing it because they could come to you and do 5 houses, 10 houses, 20.
Why y'all keep electing these dumbass people? People are stupid, man. People are dumb. You changing the planning and zoning laws to force homeowners whose houses have burnt down to build low-income duplexes and fourplexes and apartment complexes in an area that has been wired for infrastructure for single-family residences, and then you put a rental cap on the amount of rent that can actually be charged. That's and the ingredients for the hood. Come in my tripping.
He said that's the recipe for the hood. You do it. You sprinkle it in everything.
God damn, man.
Density, low prices.
Low prices, controlled by the government. Hey, you gonna come on in, y'all? We got you. What is going on with this thinking? Like it says, and people just saying, "Yay!" The clapping seals, "Yay!" Dumb ass people. And if you keep voting for this crap, man, you deserve this. You deserve it.
I don't know. I can't really explain that. When they switch the zoning up on all those people, I think they think it's beneficial that it adds more, adds more density. It adds more people. It's providing, better services for the city.
Taxes, yeah.
Yeah.
Taxes.
Oh yeah, the tax is going to go up because a fourplex is going to be through the roof in terms of the value. So the profit's probably coming from the value creation in the sense that the rent isn't that high, but the value of the property could be. And I'm guessing they're going to cap it for a certain period of time.
Let's go a little deeper. Hey, do you remember? You remember that Supreme Court case, the Moore versus the state of Washington, where they taxed them on unrealized gains?
Right. Yeah.
That shit coming next. That's coming next. Because look at it. You're building 2 or 4 duplexes and fourplexes in where single-family residences is, which is stupid. Of course, the property value goes up. Cliff, you go out and do that, and then you build, and you get an appraisal, and it says worth $4 million. $4 million. Right. But then a state attorney comes in and says, "No, Cliff, you're lying. We think it's worth $8 million. You lied. You got to pay us for taxes on $4 million. You're like, where the hell am I gonna get that money from?" So now they force your ass to sell too, because you got to sell now. And rinse and repeat. Do it over again. Over again. This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life, man.
Yeah, I mean that's because who's to say? Let's say you decide like you're an you sold your house. You're like, you know what? I'll build the fourplex. Cool. I believe in it, and you go ahead and do that. Who's to say they don't change the zoning in 5 years to something else?
Hey, get out. If you're in California, get out while you can. And then have a clause in that to if you lived in California part-time means 3 to 5 years. They're going to come after you even if you move to another state. Get out. It's called AB 259. It hadn't passed yet, but it's coming. Get out of California now. Because these idiots, they're coming. They are dumbasses. Jesus,
that's sad. That's sad, man. That's unfortunate. If you loved your home, loved where you live, neighbors and all that, and all of a sudden your neighbors is gone. You can't even. It's not even the same neighborhood. Like you got 4 people next door.
Cliff, how I look, man. You got a 422, a 532 next to an 8plex. Come on, Cliff. Next to a duplex, next to a fourplex, next to a 532. Like this is the stupidest.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen that before in some neighborhoods. Is like older ones where they buy like lots next to each other, and the city will let them do like an 8plex. It's a different neighborhood. Yeah, it's.
Yes, sir. Hey,
right.
California. It is what it is. Get out. Leave. My man D40, he left. He's loving being out of California. He's loving it. Praise the Lord. Get out.
Okay, so you did fixes and flips first, or were they? Now it sounds like you're more buy and hold. Okay, so you're wholesaling first. Okay,
because I was broke. I had no credit. I had no money, so I had to get some money coming in. So I learned how to do wholesale.
And you were doing wholesaling at the good time too.
2000.
When it wasn't so saturated. There was.
I kind of saw the debacle coming. Okay, it didn't make any sense. I was like, wait a minute, how can you lend out to retail buyers 99.7%?
Yeah,
just a little bit of a down tick. It's insolvent.
And you got to remember, in some states, because I lived in Florida at the time, you could have loan to value above 100% of your property.
Right.
The first property that I bought, it was 110%. We left the bank with like $30,000.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
It was amazing to me. I was like, why am I not doing this all the time? But then clearly 08, 09 let me know why people shouldn't have been doing that all the time.
08, 09, that's why I made that lion's share of my money.
Wow. Okay.
Actually running from the cows, I was running to it.
Of course.
Because I saw it was coming.
Okay.
A lot of my business colleagues back then were buying flippers.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was wise for me to share 50% of my profit with Uncle Sam. He didn't do no work.
Okay.
So why would I give him free money?
Of course.
Okay, how can I make sure I'm still legal, but keep the lion's share of the cash flow.
Of course.
So I began studying the tax code with my accountants and CPAs, and I said, okay, I'm going to buy a whole lot of properties. Now watch this. I actually buy a lot of properties. I take home money when I actually acquire it. Every single time.
Okay, you need to break that down just a little bit.
Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Big God, big grace.